Hello, my name is Zachary Carr, and I am responding to Senior Vice President Lori Malcolm's request for finding and retaining 4,000 new employees within the next 12 months. Before I get into the nitty-gritty, I do want to go into a brief background to better understand the problem. The annual revenue at Bloomin' Brands has stayed pretty strong. They're at 86.4% of prior pandemic sales, mostly due to their new app. However, they have had problems when it's come to retaining personnel, as the rest of the U.S. has. When it's been dubbed the Great Resignation, there has been a substantial amount of people leaving their jobs looking for remote work, trying to find out areas that they could grow their careers. They're currently at 77,000 employees, which is 17,000 less than they were before the pandemic. Lori Malcolm's goal to retain 4,000 employees is the first step to growing business back to the way it was before the pandemic. So I want to go through this correlation chart created through the data set that was provided by Lori Malcolm. As we can see, each variable is intricately connected. The most important one that we want to look at right now is staff size, because that's what we're trying to recreate. So as you can see, staff size has a positive correlation with staff tenure and a negative correlation with staff deficit. Makes sense. Larger businesses will have more employees to handle shifts if there is a vacancy. It allows more exchange of shifts, allows employees to not feel as burnt out because their schedules are more flexible. They don't have to worry about being overworked. So one thing that I wanted to point out here is that the benefit of a larger staff encourages work-life balance. So despite the fact that larger staff size are also negatively correlated with average hourly salary at negative 3.31, the staffs are retaining. They have longer tenure. That means they don't care so much about their payment as much as they would care about a work-life balance. Who are they? The workforce obstacles that they are facing is mostly comprised of these things. 90% of the Outback employees are between the ages of 21 and 30. They are just out of college. They are starting families. They are trying to figure out how to develop their careers. So in a poll from Indeed with nearly 4,000 former employees, 24% said that they quit because of working hours. 26% said that they quit because of career advancement. And of course, there's the impact of the pandemic. Restaurant employees are more exposed to the pandemic than any other industry. So with that in mind, with our workforce, let's see potential solutions. So the next thing I want to introduce is advanced scheduling. Advanced scheduling will allow employees to plan their lives better rather than just finding out the day before that they are working. They'll be able to schedule their shifts 2 weeks in advance so that they can find a babysitter, plan for classes, plan for life in general. That way they have better work-life balance. There could be an on-call rotationary position that allows any emergency vacancies to be handled, and this responsibility can be delegated across the whole entire team. I also want to introduce standards of procedure. That way, for promotional opportunities, the people have a guideline as to how they should act so that managers, when they are promoting, aren't just seen as doing favoritism. They're following whoever is following the standard of procedure best. Another thing I think we should implement is goals and investment to instill a certain sense of competition in the servers. Have them sell a certain amount of blooming onions for a few quarters. If they meet their goals for 6 out of 9 quarters, then they get a bonus. Have them be able to refer a friend to the business. That way you get more people coming in, and if that friend stays for 90 days, then they get a bonus. This introduces a competitive spirit and allows them to be more invested in their work. Lastly, I want to talk about implementation. As we can see in the graph here, the Northeast and the Northwest nearly have double the deficit that the other regions have. This is where we should focus on our efforts. Introducing these efforts can help these struggling businesses grow in staff size and reduce burnout. Therefore, we'll be able to gauge the success on a smaller scale and then be able to spread it out. We'll be measuring success through employee numbers and have weekly surveys on staff satisfaction with their jobs. I love psychology. I love industrial organizational psychology. I have enjoyed this experience because it's allowed me to understand how to help businesses be better and make their employees happier. It's my goal that through an NYU education, I can be one of the best industrial organizational psychologists that there are and help businesses thrive. Thank you for your time.